Hey everyone, it's Nikki and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing some general cleaning in the cabinets, mostly because again, I've kind of neglected them because I was too busy taking care of the plants for sale on my shop. I still kind of like prioritize taking care of the plants for sale because obviously they're on the website and anytime, any day, anytime someone could purchase them, and that means I no longer own them, and I want to make sure that they go to their new owners in a very good condition. Today I'm going to try my best to clean up the cabinets, figure out maybe new arrangement. I'm going to show you guys later once we start on them one by one that there's actually a lot of changes around. And even one of the cabinets, the alocasia cabinet, I only have about, I don't know, maybe less than 15 alocasias in here because they've got so big and they can now stay in ambient and they are in the plant room. I have a shelf there for my own big plants that doesn't fit the cabinets anymore. So that means I can also maximize the space, maybe put something else in there. It would have been nice if I could keep it the way it is. Like this one is just Hoya cabinet, and then this one is just alocasia cabinet. The one behind me, the one in the middle, is a mix of different plants, and then over here I have a fabric core which has anthuriums and then pendiculas, and it works, like the setup works. I'm going to talk about that later. I want to show you guys how I clean my cabinets, how I maintain them, and then yeah, we're going to rearrange the plants, maybe water them as I go and show you guys how I do that. It's basically part of my maintenance because when I water them, I also wash the plant itself just to make sure, you know, to monitor the pests and like make them look clean. I do that at least once monthly. I used to do it bi-weekly, and when I had a very small collection I do it like weekly. But yeah, I'm going to show that to you guys, and I'm going to try my best not to chop anything. I don't think there's anything that we should chop. Right now, as I'm filming this, the website of the prop studio is actually inactive. I kind of like announced that we're going to have a small break, mostly because we've prepared inventory for the plant show, the secret plant show in Vancouver. I'm not going to be there, but Kitty, who is based from Vancouver, also a vendor at the prop studio, is part of the group that organized the show, and it's going to be so much fun. I've been seeing them working on it for quite a while now, and her friends, which well, my online friends, I haven't met them in person, but Brandon, Vincent, and Jan, they are all cool, fun people in Vancouver. I wish I could have gone there. David, one of our vendors at the prop studio, and you guys already know we're good friends even though we deny it. He's flying there, and oh my god, I'm getting FOMO right now. I heard that Kevin Hakuna La Planta is also flying there. Oh my god, I'm so jealous. I kind of filmed what I did because I sent some plants to Vancouver, just a very few inventory from the prop studio so that we could have something to sell there, so David and Kitty would take care of that. I'm getting anxious, to be honest, because I'm not there. I have this thing where whenever I do something, I'm very hands-on. So this is basically the first time that I'm doing something that I couldn't really control. So I just quickly want to show you guys how I prepared the plants to be sold at the secret plant show in Vancouver over the weekend. And I basically forgot to film the entire thing, the entire process. I just made sure to make things easy for them too, because like for Kitty, I know she's going to be occupied in selling her stuff as well, like her own plants. And then for David, he's basically there for vacation, yet I'm asking him to do this. So I don't want to make things hard for them. And at the same time, since these plants are going to be shipped from here in Toronto going to Vancouver, I might as well make things easier in terms of shipping as well as selling. So what I'm trying to say is that I secured all of the plans. For example, let's see, This is a Hoya Waymania Cloudy Sky. And the thing is, I just basically packed the entire pot with what do they call this? I think it's a saran wrap, like plastic wrap. And then it's very secured. Whatever happens to the box when shipping, it's secured. The media won't fall off. And at the same time, it's going to be ready for sale. Like Kitty and David just have to put this on the table, display them, and people could see them. The media inside is either perlite and vermiculite, or some are in leca, some are in cocoa. It's very easy to see because I use this wrap anyways in person. I don't know if it's seen on the camera, but in person you would see it clearly. So I think that's fine. And I did this to all of the plants that I'm going to send there. I also made sure that each of them has a label so that nobody's going to be confused. And if anyone wants to ask anything, like, you know, they just have to read. And whatever questions they have, I'm sure Kitty and David would know what to say because they also grow Hoyas. They also have this Hoyas, to be honest. Most of my Hoyas, they already have it. So yeah, and what I'm going to do with this is that I think I only have about 30 plants in here, not a lot compared to the Ontario plant show where I prepared basically, I don't know, 300 plants. So I have my price gun with me and I need to decide on the prices. I will put them on the pot as well so that, you know, people won't have to ask anything too much anymore. They see the price, they see the ID, they see the plant itself. If they think they like it, they would get it. If not, then fine, move on. And I didn't want to send a lot because if it doesn't sell, the chance is that Kitty is just going to send it back to me. Or maybe we could discuss things like maybe she could sell it locally. I don't know. We haven't discussed anything yet. The thing with our shop, as well as our friendship, like, because we're doing this as a hobby, this thing selling is just on the side. We never really had a problem discussing the maths, or let's say the money, because we can always wait for it or we can just discuss it later on. What matters is that we do the task at hand and just figure things out later. We're kind of chill like that. I'm also going to send them the prop boxes. These are the new stuff at the prop studio. So to make things easier, obviously I already had the small labels for each cutting, and this is how I'm selling it on the website. It's an assortment, and it's not a mystery box because I do list the cuttings included on the website. But since this is an in-person event, I made sure to print the list of the plants or the Hoyas included in the prop boxes so that they would know what they're getting. And I also labeled them like A, B, C, D, E. I'm only sending 6, so it's not a lot to monitor. And the last thing that I would just do is I would put a bunch of fillers, like the polyfill in here, the fluffs, so that this would be secured on shipment. Now it's going to be up to Kitty and David if they want to remove it or not, because either ways the list is here. But in case they feel like the buyers need to see what's inside, the fluffs are going to be easy to remove. Like, let's say for example this one, I'm just going to put it like that so that the plants won't shake. Like you can see, it's not really moving from its spot, so that should work. So this is how I packed it, and I think this is going to be easily secured once I put the fluffs in there, and it's going to be easy for Kitty and David to like set up the display because it's just one bin. I remember back at the Ontario plant show, we've brought a lot of bins, like just a lot. So this is going to be easy for them, also easy for me to ship. It's not as heavy. And then yeah, just 6 of the prop boxes, and it's not a lot. Okay, so now that you've seen what I did in preparation for the plant show, you can tell that I have fewer plants now that are for sale, and that's the reason why I just decided to like close down the website temporarily. And while at it, I'm giving myself a break. I know it seems nice to hear the notification of getting orders every day, but I'm taking this chance to have a break and then at the same time focus on my own plants. But it's only for a few days. So I think we're going to start with the alocasia cabinet because it's the one that I wanted to clean for a while now. The plan is to take out all of the plants first, and that's what we're going to do. People who have seen my plants in person were asking how I keep my pots clean because I think they've experienced algae, and then generally the cups, the outer pots would just get dirty because of the media, obviously. So the thing is, I just wash them regularly. There's like no secret or tips. It's actually inevitable. So just wash it when you can. Like, even for me, it's not even that hard because, like, for example, this is just an old bottle cleaner of my son's bottles. And instead of throwing it, because it's been worn out, I kept it so I could use it for my pots. And yeah, that's it. I don't even need to use the soap or something, just to maintain. Some of my pots, I think you would see that there's a chip on the inner pots, and it's because some of them are basically the rejects or the ones that got damaged during shipment, and instead of like tossing them, I kept them for myself. It's not like they won't function anymore, like they still work. It just doesn't look nice, but it still works. So we're done washing the plants, and you guys have seen there's only few alocasias, but some of them are kind of tall to the point that I actually could have moved them to ambient. But the thing is, like for this one, this is my Nairobi Night Gold, or yeah, there's a new leaf. There you go. So there's a new leaf, and we don't want to move this one into ambient, give it a new surroundings just like that while it's growing a new leaf. So I would wait for that to come out entirely. It's almost there. And then I'll wait for it to harden and then see if I could finally move it into ambient, which is somewhere in the plant room, or if I figure out space here in the living room, I would love for it to be still in here, because it's one of those alocasias that whenever someone visits my place and they see it, because it's very big and then the colors are so nice, they always ask about it. It's a good conversation starter, to be honest. Like, they're so curious, especially the non-plant people. So I would love for this one to stay here in the living room, but if not, we'll figure it out. But yeah, I'm still going to put it here in the cabinet. Let's see if this is still okay. No, it's not okay. Okay, so honestly, some of them are obviously too big for the cabinet at this point, but like I said, I'm just working on transitioning them before I move them to ambient. Some are working on new leaves, and then some are growing their latest leaves, and then some are just recovering because I kind of like forgot to water them for a few days and they've been drooping, and now that I water them, they should get back to normal, and then that's the time I would move them. I just don't want to shock them. And as you guys can see, we managed to clear up a space here at the bottom. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move some anthuriums in here. That's what we're going to do. Okay, there. I think you can see that some of the anthuriums in here that I'm talking about, they are big, and I'm thinking they would do well here at the bottom shelf of this first Mills bowl, which was supposed to be for alocasias, but now I honestly don't mind. I want to maximize my space, because if I move some of the taller anthuriums in here, that means I would be able to put some new anthuriums that are supposed to be out of the bin now. We'll do that. So just like what I did with the alocasias, I'm going to bring all of these anthuriums to the washroom, and then I'm going to wash them and see if there's anything that I need to do with them. For now, I don't think so, but yeah, I'm going to bring them there just for prevention. So we're actually already done with the cabinet. I have alocasias and anthuriums in there, but I'm going to show it to you guys after all of the cabinets. For now, you guys have to wait. And I think it's just about right to move on to this cabinet because it's now empty. There are no anthuriums in there because I've been washing them, and some are already here. But I want to start cleaning so that I could put them inside. I honestly want to get rid of this cabinet. I tried so many times and then a random idea would come to mind. So I end up keeping it, but honestly, right now I would rather get another meal spoon to put in this pot, and then that way I would have bigger space. But I don't know if there's anyone who would be interested to get this entire thing from me. Baby, would you walk me home? I don't wanna go all the way alone. Baby, would you walk with me home? I don't even know if this was how I arranged them earlier, or I mean before, but I don't mind. I should start putting anthuriums back in here. Okay, so now we're going to be working on the middle, wait, on the middle milk bowl. And why do I have this with me? And yeah, again, I just finished the fabric core. I put all of the anthuriums there. Well, not all, because I decided to get rid of some of them. I think I set aside about 4 or 5, and now they're in the plant room. I'll be probably taking photos and post them for sale on the website. But yeah, it's this milk bowl's turn now, and I'm going to clean everything. As you guys could see, there's a different setup in here. And yeah, a lot of my orchids are suffering just because I think humidity has been dropping, but yeah, we'll work on that. I grabbed a bin. There's a bin, and I have to soak them on rainwater. I collected rainwater about last week and I stored them, so now they're all getting watered. But like, for example, something like this one, this is still alive, as you guys can see, but some of the leaves are kind of sad, but the new leaves that are growing are fine. It's because they acclimated into this cabinet already. So the sad leaves are fine. I'm okay with that. We don't have nice lights in here right now, but I'll just grab the water quickly. It's not a lot. So these are the only rainwater left. And yeah, I'm just going to soak them here. Yeah, I'll use all of them. And since it's not a lot, I'm going to put the orchids facing down so that they can drink up the water as much as they need. Some are so dry. Some looks like they're dying. Well, it is what it is. I hope they would recover. There you go. So I leave them here for now for a few hours. Wait, here. And then we'll go back outside and fix the milk bowl. I have so many thirsty dying plants in here, and oh my god, these are carnivores, so they also need rainwater. They're also dry, but look at this one. I don't know if you guys can see it, but they are the bunnies, and they are really, really small. It's cute. We need to save them. Some of my syndapses are at the bottom, and look at this one. Like, I know it's been growing like smaller leaves, but the pot is really full. It is. It's looking so full. This is my creme brulee, and then this is the newest addition to my syndapsis collection. This is the Halimoon. It's from Marnie, passionate plant person on Instagram. I also have which is which? Okay, so this is the satin variegated, and then this is supposed to be a Rubicon, but it's not showing its Rubicon self, so yeah, again, I'm not chopping any of my syndapsus because I want fuller pots. So now that we have removed all of the plants, we start cleaning. I know some of you would probably think it's so weird because obviously I could have attached this one. Wait, I could have attached this one closer so that it would be shorter and easier for me to like clean. But the thing is, this is easier for me because I have a back problem, right? So I don't need to really bend all the way down. So yeah, I'd rather do this than have a shorter handle. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. I'm getting some updates from this one buyer where I purchased a few plants from her. And one of the plant that I purchased, which is the most expensive one, was not in my package. And then now she told me that she remember preparing it, but it probably went to a different box, like maybe for other buyers. And I mean, this seller is okay. I received a few good plants from her, but I also had some bad experiences because either the plants are not in good condition, and then there's this one time where the package was sent to Vancouver. She's also here in Toronto, and then the package was sent to Vancouver. It's a mistake from the courier. The plants have died. They obviously arrive in very bad condition due to like being stuck in transit for the mistake that the courier did, and I never got compensated for it. It's just so sad, but I'm still getting plants from her because she's nice generally. But yeah, so this happened again, and I'm just so sad because I was so excited for that plant. But yeah, it's not in my package. And then now she's telling me that it's not there with her. So it's probably with a different buyer now. Well, it is what it is. I don't know if she's going to refund too. We haven't talked about it yet because right now she's still trying to figure out where it went. So yeah, I don't have the best lights in this washroom, by the way. I already know that. Okay. So this has been growing like that. Oh, it's kind of leggy. I could chop it, to be honest, but then I would feel bad for this. What do I do? What do I do? So I'll just let it grow around, just like what it's been doing.
Like that. I need to figure out something for this, for real.
Okay, there. I think I'm good with that, so we'll water. I find that Syndapsus doesn't like their media getting dry. They want to be moist all the time, and they do want a very high humidity, but so far they acclimated well into my cabinet. For a while they were so slow for me, to be honest. That's also why I stopped acquiring Syndapsus, because I wasn't sure with what I'm doing. As always, I'm not sure, especially if it's the first time. But then now I learned that they're okay with my cabinet. It just took them a while to get used to it because obviously they didn't die. I sold some of them because I noticed a huge drop in the prices of the rarer ones. Like if you guys are familiar with the, let's say, like Ambini, Maharlika, Mariposa, I love those because they came from the Philippines. Those words are Filipino words and I really love them. That's why I collected them before, but then with the price drop, I figured I should get my money back fast, and I sold them, and now the prices are very low, so I could get them anytime again, especially now that I have a better setup for them already. So I think I like where we're going. I like them like this. Like I don't need a moss pole for them. Yeah, I'm happy with this one as well as this one. I just need to make them look nicer. Probably a wider pot would be better for them, but overall I'm happy with this. So I just need to shake off the water on the leaves because I'll be putting them back and they kind of sit close to the lights. Okay, so now it's my Tetrasperma's turn. This is my Tetrasperma, the one with mint mutation that's turning half moon. So, and then this is my white tears that I recently sold some chops of this at the prop studio. I'm glad that it went to someone nice, someone that I know, and I changed my mind. I removed the rest on the website. It's really rare. You couldn't find it easily anywhere for now. So yeah, Tetrasperma white tears. I probably need to add some media in here, but I'll do that maybe next week. Okay, so we're mostly done with the cabinet in the middle, and because there's only very few plants in here, it just looked like there's a lot, but honestly there's very few. It's just a variety. I think like people gets overwhelmed when they see it, but there's honestly very few. And now that I moved the anthuriums to the other cabinets, so there's fewer. And now that I have space at the bottom, there's one plant that I've been meaning to move in here. I did acclimated this one into ambient. Basically it's supposed to be a terrarium plant, but nobody said it couldn't acclimate to ambient, right? So this is my Solanum oleanum. I don't know if that's how we read that, but the reason why there's a bag, I want to share how I acclimated this to ambient conditions. It's literally like this, but prior to this it was living in a bin. Like it's not even for display. It's really nice. It looks so beautiful, but I couldn't display it because it's in a bin, and at the same time while it's in the bin it grows so fast, and I kept on chopping. It was a bestseller at the prop studio before, just like how Fallopian multiflora was. So I figured I wanted to display my mother plant because it's really pretty. I'm really proud of it, but the only way I could do that is if I move it here in the cabinet, but that's going to be a challenge. So coming from a bin, 100% humidity, what I did is that I potted it finally, and then I added a bag, this one. Before, this bag is tucked here on the inner pot, so it's just the same as it was when it's in the bin. Very high humidity. And then I started cutting some holes like this, little by little. I think I started with just 2, like 1 here and then 1 here, and then after a week I added another, so that was a total of 4, and then another week again I added more until I ended up with many holes now, like many slits like that. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's a lot. And then I even have some in here at the front there, and then I eventually removed it while it's in my plant room. And the thing is, I did that while humidity is relatively high during the summer, spring and summer, I would say. So it was quite a process, and I think I did well because the plant's really nice. I just need to basically figure out how to support it. I don't want to put some clips because I feel like it ruins how it looks, but they would fall like that. They're not really going to vine around the trellis. So I need to figure things out, how they would go around nicely. I think the only way is to clip them or like put something. So now it's time for me to put them here in the cabinet, and I've always known that I'm going to put it here in the middle because this is the assorted cabinet, right? So now that I'm going to do that, just to be sure, I'm putting back the bag, but I'm not going to close it. Like, there are holes already. I would say maybe this is like 60 to 70, maybe 75 humidity when it's on. I don't know, but I just want to make sure, and then slowly I will remove it in the next few weeks. I know it's not as nice looking at a plant in this cabinet that has a bag, but it's just part of my process just to be sure. And I'd rather be safe than sorry because this is really one of my most beautiful plants. So yeah. Okay, so it's back like this, and again, it's not closed. There are holes and everything, so it's not that high in terms of humidity, but just because the cabinet is different than the plant room, it's warm in there and the humidity is higher even if it's in ambient. Okay, so we're now moving on to the last cabinet, and it's the one that I've been dreading the most because it's the one that has a lot of plants. It's the Hoya cabinet, and you guys have seen this numerous times already, like so many times, because I keep on chopping the plants inside. But right now it does look okay. It looks organized and stuff like that, but I do have some space in here, mostly because I'm waiting for this one to bloom, and I'm getting ready to set up a camera in here when it does, so that's why. But also, just in general, I want to clean the cabinet. I want to wipe the sides, I want to wipe the glasses, and maybe generally rearrange. Like, for example, I want all of my lacnoses in this shelf. I probably need to repot some if I'm going to do that, but we'll see what we can do.
Everything's a dream. Close your eyes and see. Close your eyes and see. Everything's a dream. Just close your eyes and see.
This is so close to blooming and I don't even want to touch it, but I thought you guys should see. It's so pretty.
Close your eyes and see. Everything's a dream. Close your eyes and see. Close your eyes and see.
So pretty. This is my tricolor, Bruno. And then this is my Lacnosa Minara. So pretty. Remember when I used to say that I struggled with mint coin? Well, here it is now. I got a couple cuttings from Marnie and I'm so happy about it. I combined it with the props that keeps on failing before, and I don't know, maybe it got the energy from Marnie's cuttings, and now I have a full pot and it's just growing and growing, and I want it around the trellis. And once it does, I'm going to chop again and maybe start growing one that's trailing. And I don't know, who says I need 2 pots? The plant chores are never ending. And the thing is about the cabinets, like whatever I'm doing right now, this is just temporary, and I have this idea, just an idea for now. I need to change the setup again before the colder seasons come. So I'm going to do that in a few months, maybe October, fall. Yeah, just to be ready for winter and just to maximize the space. I have some plans on changing my shelves and whatever, and I'm going to put back the heat pads that I had before. I stored it because I didn't need it for a while. Obviously it's very warm, even until now it's still warm, but yeah, I will need it soon when it gets colder. So obviously I'm going to change my setup again, and I would try to put as much plants back inside the cabinets, and the ones that are going to stay in ambient are going to be the big ones. But that's not going to be a problem because I also have heat mats, what do we call them? Heat mats, heat pads, whatever. I have them, I have a lot of them. So I'm just going to put them back onto the shelves, and yeah, we're going to film that. I'm going to show you how we're going to rearrange things again and again and again. I know it looks overwhelming. It is overwhelming. But yeah, now time to clean the cabinet.
Everything's a dream. Just close your eyes and see. Close your eyes and see.
Okay, so now that it's clean, time to put back the Hoyas, but this time I will be slower because I'm going to re-trellis them. Not in the way that I would remove them and then trellis again. I would just put the runners around the trellis. So I'm just wiping the pots. A lot of them needs water, so we'll take care of that real soon. But for now, just go around your trellis.
Baby, would you walk me home? I don't wanna go all the way alone. Baby, would you walk with me home? Feel you're all of my words again. I don't wonder how it could be if I was your lady and you were mine. I would put my heart in your hand and it would never end. Sometimes I like, sometimes I hide, sometimes I'm scared of you. But all I really want is to hold you tight. Sometimes I like, sometimes I hide, sometimes I'm scared of you. But all I really want is to hold you tight. Treat you right, be at your day and night. Baby, all I need is time. Take my breath away. Ooh. Baby, I was so sorry. Only for today, I am afraid. Now keep the back away. There's something going something more than love is not like mama had. Ain't nothing seen, not love. A cool sun on the big eye, I don't worry. Through the fire, through the river, through the wall. Because of you, my life has changed. Because of you, I feel no shame. I'll tell the world, it's because of you. The magic in your eyes, true love I can't deny. When you hold me, I want you to know that I'm never letting go. You mean so much to me, I want the world to see. Because of you, my life, I'll tell the world. It's because of you, my life has changed.
So what you're seeing here is just a temporary setup because, again, as I mentioned earlier, I'm waiting for this one to bloom, and I need to have a space over here for my camera just so I can time lapse. That's if I could catch it, but if not, I don't know what I'm going to do.